Spring rice planting is a common sight in lowland China, but planting rice on steep terraces is a totally different ball game. In Dazhai Longshen County, Guangxi, the rice terraces are almost 900 meters above sea level. They took hundreds of years to build and represent man's ingenious adaptation to a hostile natural environment. Watching spring rice planting on terraces is like watching a giant sculpture in dynamic motion. Before any planting can be done, the terraces must first be flooded by a complicated system of channels. When water reaches a certain depth on a higher terrace, the excess water spills over to a lower terrace. To achieve a uniform water depth on every level, the terraces must follow the same contour lines across the hill slopes. Once the terraces are flooded, the embankments are shored up with stubbles left over from last season, and weeds on the terrace walls are hacked away. Then the compacted soil must be plowed to loosen it up. Some terraces are too narrow even for draft animals to navigate, so human power is the last resort. The plowed up soil is then raked to break up the clumps. Where the terraces are wide enough, horses are the preferred draft animals for plowing and raking because they are stronger than buffaloes, can carry loads, and are easier to stable. Buffaloes are still widely used, and their harnesses look more elegant. A few early adopters even use motorized units, but 2 persons are needed to carry them around and to lift them from one level to another. After raking, the soil is evened out with a hoe for rice planting. Rice seedlings are nurtured in small plots under protective covers. When they are 7 to 8 inches tall, they are ready for transplanting. Each seedling must be separately plucked to separate them from weeds and to speed up individual transplanting later on. Seedlings are tied up in small bundles for easy handling and carried to the terraces in baskets. Before the seedlings are transplanted, some growth hormone is applied to their roots. Then each seedling is carefully pressed into the very soft soil. The rows are far enough apart to allow the planter a foothold between them. Though terrace farming is very challenging work, the tools used are quite simple. The hoe is the most versatile tool. Then there is the plow, the rake, the carrying pole and the baskets, the hat and palm frond raincoat, the buffalo and the horse. Terraces may look very solid, but are prone to landslides under heavy rain. If the landslides occur just before the planting season, the whole planting season is lost to the families affected. Spring rice planting in Dazhai centers around Mangzong, a lunar calendar day in late May or early June. If you get there too early, all you see are dry terraces with leftover stubbles from previous year and overgrown weeds. If you get there too late, all you see are flooded terraces with freshly planted rice seedlings. But if you miss spring planting, you can always catch the greenery in late July when the rice is half grown. Better still, catch the golden waves in early October when the rice is ready for harvesting. Observing tourist farming is rather tricky. Interesting farming activities always seem to take place far away from the stone-paved walkways. Unless you are prepared to walk on narrow embankments and navigate between levels, you must patiently wait for the more accessible terraces to be worked on. Tourist farming is back-breaking work. It is mostly subsistence farming with rice harvest just enough for the family. The little cash they earn is from tourism-related activities. Most young and married people prefer to seek their fortune in the cities. Hopefully, tourism will provide incentives for those left behind to keep tourist farming going and carry on the various native minority customs. Without tourist farming as an ongoing business and the colorful Hongyao minority costumes, there is no reason for the tourists to come.